Welcome to 100 Yards of Football this morning. Today I got my NFL legend video. It's Bob Hayes, wide receiver of the Dallas Cowboys. If you like the video this morning, please come in and share it. We'd surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards Football. Well. Especially when you talk about players that play for the blue and silver. Before I get started, I was talking to my producer, Mr. Logan Landis, this morning. And he asked me a question. He said, how you feeling this morning since your Cowboys went home this past weekend losing to the San Francisco 49ers 23-17? And I told Logan, very simple. It was a tough loss. But when you get 61 years old and you cheering for this team right here, you kind of understand when it's a tough loss, you got to be a tough fan. When it's a great loss, you got to be a great fan. I know Cowboys Nation, I'm going out, I'm sending this out to you. I know everybody's hurting right now. That was a tough loss on Sunday. But one thing, remember this. To all you football fans, even you, Stephen A. Smith, I'm calling you out. See, there's a thing called a leaked. And the last time I checked, there's a lot of teams that's not in that elite category that have Super Bowl trophies. The Cowboy Nation got 5, and that's not going to change, even if I don't ever see them win another Super Bowl championship. So, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Now let me talk about this man right here. Growing up in the 901 of Memphis, Tennessee, being a young man that between the ages of 6 and 10, there was no team that I loved more than ever was the Dallas Cowboys. And I loved them because of their uniform. They always wore them white jerseys and them hammers with silver with the big star. And there was something about the Cowboys. The great players during that time, Dan Meredith, Don Perkins, Bob Lilly, Kevin Hill, Dwayne Thomas, Walt Garrison, Lance Rensel, Cornell Green, Mel Renfro, University of Oregon. Man, that was a special time. Now, when I first came to knowledge of this young man right here, Matthew Gilbert High School, Jacksonville, Florida, Bob Hayes came to my mind. December the 24th, 1967, I'm on my grandmother's house. The great late Mrs. Leela Turner. And we sing getting there on December 24th, 1967, all the other kids over there getting ready, all the other grandkids getting ready to see what they got for Christmas. And the Cowboys game was on. It was a playoff game. And I saw number 22 put on a show. 5 receptions, 145 yards. Had an 86-yard touchdown bomb in that game. Had 2 punt returns that went over 60 yards. And I say, wow, this guy is really, he's faster than anybody on the field. It was the Bullet Man, Bullet Bob Hayes. Now, people, you know, the animal, the cheetah, goes 61 miles per hour. Then, you know, you got these 2 cars right now that's at the top of the land as far as speeds, the Ford GT 2020 and the Ferrari 812. They are super fast. But, man, watching Bob Hayes, that glorious day, December the 24th, 1967, that guy was on that level. But what really separated Bob Hayes, that I hope today after this video, he might have been the greatest athlete that ever stepped on the face of this earth. When you talk about Deion Sanders, you talk about greatness and Deion's proudness. When you talk about Bo Jackson, you talk about his baseball, you talk about his football, his speed. When you talk about Michael Jordan playing baseball and basketball, I'm sorry. Bob Hayes set the tone, brothers. He was outstanding. and could have probably been a better football player. But he was at another level. And then what separates Bob Hayes from Deion and Bo Jackson and Michael Jordan was this guy was maybe, and I still say, even though Carl Lewis, even though Jimmy Hines, even Usain Bolt, don't get it obscured. He is the world's fastest human. When I was doing my research, man, I couldn't believe the times he put out there in the track and how great a track athlete he was at Florida A&M and even in high school. It's unbelievable. In 1964, from 1962 to 1964, I'm getting away from his football skills, but this guy was the AAU 100-yard champion. And the tracks are like gravel. He didn't have good spikes. But you want to hear something crazy about Bob Hayes, man? He's the first athlete to win an Olympic gold medal and a Super Bowl ring. But I'm going to go to Tokyo in 1964. Broke a world record. Ran the 100 meters in 10.5. In other terms, that'll be a 9-1 100-yard dash. But the thing that sticks out to me was the 400-meter relay. That team broke a world record at 39.6. But he ran the fastest split. That's still the fastest in the history of track at 8.6. Then at the time, he had a world record for the 60-yard dash at 6.9. Some people say he ran a 6.2. Then he was inducted in the Olympic Hall of Fame. It's maybe the greatest athlete. That's why I like doing these stories about these great players and great men. But this is the thing that people don't understand about Bob Hayes, what really sticks out in my mind. People don't know the day he won the Olympics, the 100 meters, and he won the 4x100 relay, is that he ran them on run-down, overworked spikes. He had misplaced his other spikes. In the Olympic Village, rumors are somebody took the spikes, he misplaced, but he had to go on the track and run with me some hand-me-downs. Think about that. He went to Tokyo, the Olympics, and ran a 10.5 and ran the fastest split at 8.6. And the thing that was so special, after he finished running the Olympics, he didn't run no more. And when you look at his Olympic proudness and his track prowess, I don't think at the top of his game, I don't think Usain Bolt, Deion Sanders, Ben Johnson, Carl Lewis, you could not carry his jock strap. And the thing that was so disappointing, I don't say this, but I'm going to tell the truth. His head football coach at the time, Jake Gaither, didn't really want him running track. But you know what? Tell you how arrogantly, Dallas Cowboys #1 fan at the time, Lyndon B. Johnson, made a call down there in Tallahassee and told Jake Gaither, we need this young man at 21 years old. We need him in the Olympics. No questions asked. And you see what happened. Then he gets to the Dallas Cowboys. And the thing that's so special, he made some people very good. Walt Garrison, Don Perkins, Kevin Hill, Yale's finest, Dwayne Thomas, because you know what? It's a terminology that we use now that they use in modern football. He took the top off the defense. He is the one that changed the game, how you defend wide receivers. See, all you fast guys like Randy Moss, Tariq Hill, you need to give kudos to Bob Hayes because he took the top off the defense. And man, when you talk about the skill set, the velocity A+, the swiftness A+, the moving A+, that celebration A+, Bob Hayes was just unbelievable. I know he had some problems once he retired from the game, but you know what? He still might be my all-time favorite Dallas Cowboy. 371 career receptions, 7,014 yards, 71 touchdowns. But this is a caveat in his time playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Roger Staubach, Dandy Don Meredith, Craig Morton, he did y'all a favor because he averaged 21 yards a catch. When you're talking about dual threat athletes, this man might have been the greatest track athlete that ever stepped into the Olympics. And then went on and took that over with playing football. Wasn't all that great a football player when he got to Dallas. But he ended up getting a Super Bowl ring. He finally got inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Y'all got it right. Inducted in the Sports Hall of Fame, Black college football. But you talking about an athlete, man. And you know what makes Bob Hayes so special? He did it in the 60s where you didn't have all this high-tech training, this high-tech machines, these parachutes that I see these sprinters working. He did it in a time that was very, very difficult. And why you say I say that? He did it from 62 to 64 because this country was really battling race relationships. And you know he didn't have all the amenities when he was at Matthew Gilbert High School or was when he was at Florida A&M. One more time, Tokyo. He won the 100 meters in a 4x100 with used spikes, run over spikes. Somebody either misplaced his spikes or they stole them. But it wasn't going to stop Bob Hayes. Then he went to the greatest organization ever, the Dallas Cowboys. And when I think back, and I first really came in knowledge and was watching that playoff game, December 24th, 1967, against the Cleveland Browns. At the time, I didn't realize what I was watching, but now, after studying him over the last few days and looking at that 64-yard punt return he had in that game, the 86-yard touchdown reception, and that 68 punt return he had in the game, 2 punt returns over 60 yards. Man, Bob Hayes was great. And you don't realize that till they're gone. But Cowboy Nation, we had some great football players come through there. Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman. I understand all that. Dez Bryant, DeMarcus Ware, Ed Too Tall Jones, Drew Pearson, Tony Dorsett. But I'm sorry, when you talk about athletic and the ability, it's just a shame that people don't know how special Bullet Bob Hayes was. Then coming out of Florida A&M, Ray Alexander, John Eason, Ken Riley, Kevin Elliott, Nate Newton, Terry Milkins, Gene Milton, Gene Atkins, and Robert Wilson. Guy was a special football player, and to me, by far the fastest receiver that ever played in the National Football League. Matter of fact, the fastest player that ever played in the National Football League. I want to hear about Ronaldo, Nehemiah, and Tariq Hill, and all them. Those were astonishing. It's his track history. Think about if he wanted to run professional track and they was getting paid what they're getting paid today. But after he did what he did in Tokyo, he gave up track and never ran again. And we know what I'm talking about here. He never got the up-level scale training. If you want to do something today for me, and let's go to all the Dallas Cowboy fans out there, the Cowboy Nation, and to all the track fans, all the people saying no track, go to your YouTube page and pull up Bob Hayes in the 1964 Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. Don't even look at his football prowess. Go look at that Olympics. And when you see him run, think about this. He ran on overrun spikes. It's always special to do great videos about all these great players and their history and their story. Bob Hayes did it at a time from a track perspective. There was very difficult times in this country. And one more thing. Some people say he played on the greatest high school football team in the state of Florida, Matthew Gilbert High School. And we know how they do it in Florida. Bobby Butler, 305, Delray Beach, baby. They're saying this man might have played on the greatest high school football team back in 1958, Matthew Gilbert High School. All I can say is, man, it touches your heart and soul to know these stories about these great men and these great players. Bob Hayes, when it's all said and done, might have been the greatest dual athlete that ever stepped on the face of the earth, man. So when I think about the Bullet Man, Bob Hayes, the Cheetah, 61 miles per hour, the Ford GT 2020, the Ferrari 812 Superfast, I think about Bob Hayes like this. Let me bring out Midnight Star. Cincinnati, your Cincinnati Bengals are in the playoffs. Joe Burrow. They had a song. Robots, please report to the dance floor. I be your freakazoid. Wind me up. Bob Hayes. You know what he did? 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Freakazoid. He reported to the track field. 10-5, baby. 8.6 split. Then he took it to the NFL, baby. 20 yards a catch. 21 yards a catch. 71 touchdowns. 714 yards. 371 receptions. Hall of Famer. It's great to be a Dallas Cowboys fan, baby. The man, Bullet, Bob Hayes. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. I surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards of Football. And thanks to my producer who makes it happen behind the scenes, Mr. Logan Landers. Bob Hayes was special, man. Y'all be blessed.